too much drama in the workplace? Like, holy heck, yes there is, right? But let's first of all define drama. All right, so drama, you the people. These are and I put a poll up, just FYI. There is a poll here on the side in the chat box. I think that's how you see it. It's just really asking you if there's too much drama in your workplace. Yes or no, give me an idea. And of course, when you're popping in, you're watching, just let me know where you're coming in from. So I know I just randomly pop in and do these live, so you may be watching this on the replay. You can still do that. I still do watch for the comments and answer your questions, hashtag replay, and of course tell me where you're watching from. Now, today is about drama. Capital D, capital R, capital A, capital M-A, drama. Now, in the workplace, we see this show up in the people who continually gossip and spread rumors about others, trying to create some sort of tension and pit one person against others, or maybe a group of people against one person. We also see this as the person who continually complains about everything. Now, listen, I was that person at one time because I was unhappy. And when people are unhappy or they don't feel valued, they tend to want others to feel miserable too. So I am sure 100% I contributed to the office drama at some point in my career. We also have the people who are disgruntled. They don't feel valued, and so they spend just a lot of time being negative around you. And we often hear the things, oh my God, the drama, right? Maybe they're making up stories. It's not even based in reality, but they're just making up stories to cause people to feel unsettled in their workplace. Those who are resistant to change, and you know the ones. Every time you have a staff meeting and something is shared, hand goes up. Yeah, but. Hand goes up. This is the way we've always done it. Hand goes up. Why should we trust this? Nothing has worked before. Right? So those people who are resistant to change and just never can find a way to move forward. And within that resistance, they sit at their desk and they mumble and they complain and they tell you why this isn't going to work. And everything is negative, negative, negative. Just talking about that is making my head spin. So we're just talking about one piece of drama, or one element of a toxic workplace today. Drama. There was a study that was done, actually I don't have the year of this study. Let me see if I can find that for you. Because I do have it here on my desktop. I was just looking at it, which is what kind of inspired this Facebook Live. I created a list of the things to watch for in a toxic workplace, and if you're in the Conquer Conflict group, you'll see that in one of the units. You can click on that and you can do a self-assessment to see, is my workplace toxic, and what are the behaviors I should be watching for? And if you're not in the group, go ahead and join. It's free. There's extra stuff that's always inside that group. Quizzes, downloads, just conversations. But let me just see, where is this study? The study is called No Ego: How Leaders Can Cut the Cost of Workplace Drama, End Entitlement, and Drive Big Results. I just want to see what year this is because there's some stats from this that I thought were rather interesting. This is from Cy Wakeman, a New York Times bestseller. And does it tell me a year? Oh, well, she's been doing a lot of stuff since 2001. 2017, named as a top 30 global leadership guru. I don't have a year of this research study, but here's the data I want to share with you. This is what I think is important to know. An average employee will waste, not spend, not invest, but will waste 2 hours and 26 minutes a day on drama. That's a lot. And when I think back to the times when I was in workplace, yep, absolutely, there were definitely times where I was contributing to that, as I said, and I was also a recipient of the drama. And I just think it can be a whirlwind. Come in, sit at your desk for like 5 minutes, and then leave. And then you have like the mind, like the time that you spend thinking and processing and talking to somebody else about, oh my God, did you just see what happened there? Like, I don't understand. Why is she talking to me? 2 hours, 26 minutes. You know what that happens and what that results in an organization is missed productivity. You may end up now staying late because you couldn't get your work done, so now your family is suffering because you can't come home on time. The reputation goes down in the public. we have a higher turnover rate because people, if we don't deal with drama in the workplace, if we don't squash it, if we don't talk about it, if we don't fix it, your people aren't going to stay. So this study showed that it was rooted in two things. Number one, the ego. All things ego. Number two, poor communication. So what do we do about it? We want to get back to fact-based communication. If you got someone sitting at your desk gossiping, steer them back towards facts. What's really going on here? Use a perception check. Hey, Joan. Love you too, girl. Use a perception check. So if someone's sitting there gossiping about Sally, say Brian and Sally, he's talking about her, ask Brian, what is your evidence? Where did you get this information? How do you know this to be true? Or shut it down. Brian, I'm not comfortable talking about Sally when she's not here. Perhaps you need to talk to her, and redirect them back. Okay, we want to just shut it down. We don't need gossip. You got someone who is just completely negative all the time and critiquing and providing all the reasons why things are not going to work. Well, they might be actually expressing sentiments that they don't feel valued, or their opinion was never considered, or that they weren't asked. And so sometimes as a leader, if this is you who's dealing with it, or even just as a colleague, it might be worthwhile to take a moment and reflect. Could I have done something different? So if someone sits at my desk and starts to complain right away, I generally don't let that happen too long because that's just bad energy. I don't want it. I always want to refocus them on what is in your control. What are your controllables? So if they're complaining about the fact that there's a new policy coming in, is that something you can actually control? No. But what can you control in regards to that policy? Well, you can read it. Yes. You can provide feedback. Yes. You can implement it and provide feedback as to how it's working and not working. Yes. So what is it you can physically control? And then how can you use that power, harness that power, as opposed to trying to create a power that's not going to happen? Complaining and bitching about it is not going to change anything. Okay? Now the costs of drama were astounding. So let's just say in this article it gives an example of 100 people who work in a company. They each earn $30 an hour. And so when we're looking at that normal 40-hour work week and we think about that 2 hours and 26 minutes every day, it says here that the annual wages would equal, this is what we would be losing, $6.24 million. That's like 29% of the actual wages in a year. 30% of your day. You know, if you're at work for about 7.25 hours and you're spending 2.5 of that complaining or dealing with the issues of drama, or someone's gossiping or creating a bad work environment, that is 30, 60, $75 a day that you are spending on dealing with drama. All right, so we don't want this emotional waste sitting at our desk. We absolutely do not need to be having gossip and rumors and defensive behaviors, you know, among colleagues, and where maybe one feels the need to get up and go and tattle to the boss about the other. That drama is so preschool, kindergarten, playground. We are far past that. So one of the first things we want to do is to, let's just assume best intention. If someone comes to you and they sit down, what is their best intention for sharing this information? Maybe we can just give them that grace and then go from there. We want to make sure that we are understanding what their motive and intention is. So if Brian sits down, he starts to gossip to me about Sally. All right, Brian, I'm going to assume that you've got my best intention and your best intention in mind here. And I'm just not sure what I need to know about what Sally's doing in her time off of work. Well, maybe you don't, Brian thinks. Geez, I don't know. What am I doing here? Often it's to make ourselves feel better in a culture where we don't feel valued. And we have this hierarchy that we establish by implementing drama at work. If Sally is the drama, I'm better than drama, so I can't be the problem. We also know that emotions can get the best of people. And especially when things are high stress. And right now in the workplace, it is high stress. We have got, I don't know if you are watching from Alberta or even Canada, there's been a lot of stuff across our provinces in where people are losing money, losing benefits, losing hours, losing jobs. It is a crazy culture out there right now, and there's a lot of stress. So if I can make Sally look worse, I look better, maybe Sally's going to get laid off and not me. So we want to understand what is their motive intention and also what is the emotion driving this current behavior. And I want to give you three things that we can do is sometimes we need to have a difficult conversation with them. We need to sit them down and just explain that this is not acceptable behavior, but in a way that makes them not feel judged. And that's kind of a challenge sometimes. So this might just be simply as, Brian, I appreciate you bringing some concerns toward me about Sally. In the future, how I would like for you to structure this is, I would like a fact-based report. I don't necessarily need to know how you feel about it. You know, I'm curious about why you feel this way, but I don't necessarily need to know it. And if it's something that requires an intervention, I would need to have some facts behind it and not just an opinion. So that would be how I'm going to structure our future conversations. For this conversation, since you brought this to me today, I'm going to ask that you go back to Sally and that you maybe share some of your observations and get some clarity around what you think is happening so that you can get some resolution. So we don't want to shift the blame onto anybody. We just want to really focus on encouraging others to have safe, healthy conversations so that we're reducing the drama in the workplace and we're able to just get on with business, which we like to do. We're workers. We love to be productive. So I hope if you're dealing with drama that these 3 tips have been helpful. If you want to look at what the other signs are of a toxic workplace, like I mentioned, join the Facebook group. It's free, Conquer Conflict group. Go ahead, join that, and you'll see that there's a sheet in there that you can download, and it's kind of a self-assessment where you can identify just how toxic your workplace is. As always, until next time, guys, take the power into your hands and make it a great day. Thanks for joining.